Dude, we just recorded like a 15-minute video, just walk around the shop, and I just went to review it. 0! Kike! Kike! That's the guy we blame for not pushing the record button.
No. Maybe you're not paying him enough for that. Maybe that's extra if you want to actually record it.
That's amazing!
He thought he was learning the whole time.
I swear I pressed the button. I swear. It's the camera. I blame the camera.
Oh man, it's a good job he's got tiny fingers, good for pulling wrap off trucks. Okay, take 2. We are just about finished getting this guy up and running. This cuckfee is gonna be for sale. If you're interested in the cuckfee, let me know, because this one's gonna be going on the market soon. We've got this guy that is gonna be getting a big block from a Suburban down there. And we're gonna be keeping all the axles, putting a flatbed on that, making that thing freaking awesome. We've also got some parts trucks and the 73 Blazer, which I'm starting to have more and more thoughts that I need to build that into a pre-runner based on what I'm building in the garage. So let's walk into the garage and I'll show you some of the cool projects that are going on. Fortunately, over the past few weeks, I've been able to bang out a lot of my own projects that needed doing. I fixed the cooling system on there. I fixed the AC. I had some wiring issues I had to deal with. So that all got dealt with. And then over to the Blazer. The Blazer's been neglected for a long time. So I started tackling it this last couple of weeks. I fixed the braking system on it because the brakes, the lugs weren't fitting in the wheel properly. There was a lot of shimmy in the wheel, just a disaster. So I drilled out the hubs, put in 5/8 studs so that it now fits perfectly. Resealed all my steering because I had a bunch of leaks going on there. Got a tune on it from Rodney Allen Designs up in Sacramento. He did a killer remote tune for me that's just been kicking butt. And we pulled off all the wrap because we're going to a new color. So then keep on coming. Lots of projects. Ready Rig is here. Oh man, I don't even know where to begin with this guy. But let's reel him in. Do you have to stop? So Ryan likes to use this truck, and he likes to break things on it because he uses it really hard. Came down to the shop the other day and he's like, hey, can I use a space so I can fix this? And his axle shaft in the CV up on the housing actually had broken off inside the housing. Just total nightmare. So you've got your differential that's got your carrier and everything in it, then the axle shaft goes into that. It broke off flush, so there was nothing to grab onto. Yeah, look at this. Can you zoom on that? Can you focus on that, Kike?
Yeah. So there's some JV weld on there from trying to get it out.
It did have some torsional twist.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a broken axle. This is a bad break on the trailer.
The worst part about this is this ring right here. It pops into the carrier. So if you break that, it's just difficult to get out. Like a 14 bolt, if you break it in the carrier, you just undo the bolt. You can take out the other axle and just kick it out the other end. Yeah. But with these little retaining rings,
those can be a nightmare.
Yeah, it's kind of a nightmare. It was a nightmare.
It was, yeah. Sure. He's been here, he spent 4 hours here the other day dropping the axle out. And is the axle back in?
No, sir.
Oh. There, fixed. So he's throwing this axle back in. I'm sure you'll have a video on this coming out. Or check out his Instagram, Ready Rig. He's got video on everything he did. And the Tacoma is back over here. This is the build I did a year ago. Full triple bypass, King, total chaos lowers. We did a supercharger on this, a full electrical system, a bunch of lighting work, and just dialed this thing in. I actually, I flew up to Idaho a couple weeks ago and drove this back from Sun Valley back here to Santa Barbara, just cannonballed it. Took a couple sweet bypasses, but I'm gonna post a video up here of when I built this truck so you can go see just what went into it, because it is an awesome build. And then head over this way. This is a 1993 1-ton diesel that my buddy Duke's working on. This is his personal truck that he did a solid axle swap on underneath. And then he blew up the LQ9 that he dropped in there. So the LQ9 got plucked out, sent to machine shop. It's getting decked and stroked and bored and all this kind of stuff. And actually, it's not going to get bored out. We're just going to stroke it, I think. And new heads for it. This thing's going to be a fire breather when it gets back together. But it needs a rebuilt transmission, and it needs a whole new engine that he's building. We have all the parts. It's just a matter of waiting on the block to be machined and then time to throw it all together. Over here, we have an 89 Bronco. This has been in the shop for a little bit. We're going to be doing some work on it. Belongs to a friend of mine. He just wants it to be just a good all-around truck. We're going to put a roll cage in it. We're going to do some electrical work, give it a tune-up, maybe try and fab some suspension for it. We've got some king coilovers that would look awesome on there. So we're going to see if we can make all that work. So yeah, this is just outside. So let's go inside and I'll show you what we're working on. Double Down. You guys know Double Down. It's another truck that is for sale. This is going to be going up on Bring a Trailer or eBay. It's currently up on Facebook Marketplace. But if you're interested in an absolutely killer truck, hit me up. So what I'm doing on this guy right now, when I received it, it was rough, very straight, very clean. One of the fuel tanks was leaking, so I pulled and I'm installing 2 new fuel tanks in there. We also replaced the transmission, repainted a bunch of stuff, sprayed the back. This guy has just been waiting on some small parts, and it's going back together and going on the market. And then, this is where a lot of our time is going. Building an absolutely mental Prerunner. This has really stretched me. This has been a massive project that pretty much everything that I've learned over the last decade of doing this is getting utilized in this. From pre-planning how the cage is going to go, to sway bar measurements and bump stock placement, to exactly how we want the cage to appear. So I'm into this. I'm really excited how this guy's coming. So John just finished welding up a beautiful stainless steel tank that fits right in this secure spot back here. Bump stops are all on, shocks are in, all the back frame is all done, and we're moving forward on the seats now. So this one seat is mounted. You can see the shoulder bar, perfect height. We're happy with how this is coming out. We're basically moving forward on this truck right now. So everything is mounted to the tube work, and then the tube work is correspondingly tied into the frame. It's currently tied in about 8 places. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then there's going to be more. We're adding a tie-in from here up to the lower bar here. And then all through the front is going to be more tie-ins to the frame and tie-ins to the body. It's taken a ton of time, but this guy's really, really coming out great. Let's go see what John's doing. A lot of tube notching and cutting. This has seen some significantly heavy use. We're still trying to dial it in and get it perfect, but it's slow. It's getting the job done. But tube notching is never going to be fast. So what are you doing right now?
Shining up these tubes.
Shining up tubes. So, as I mentioned, we've got. Hey, if you want to come in. So we've got this lower seat bar that we bent and notched that the front of the seats are going to mount on. And then we're starting to tie everything in. So there's going to be an engine cage that comes through the firewall. That's going to get tied into the dash bars and the kickers. And then it's all going to get carried through to the back. So John's making the tube right now. That's going to run all the way back through here. And so this is the bump stop that John fabbed and came up with. We welded this all on, big, hot, heavy welds. The challenge with something like this is when you weld a can like this, with the wall thickness that it has, the heat is going to distort everything in this structure. So you're going to end up with a tube that can no longer hold the bump stop. So to solve for that, this is what we did. This is a 2.75 round stock, just steel bar. I machined it down on the lathe, so it is 2.5 inches. It's just slightly bigger than the bump stop. This goes inside that bump stop as we're welding, and it acts as a heat sink. So basically this is an interference fit into the bump stop. We can do all the welding without worry of it warping or taking a different shape. So took a while to turn this thing down, but I'm sure we're gonna use it a bunch of times. And let's move over to the fabric. Oh, these are 243 heads that are being fully ported and polished. Nice springs, retainers, everything. These are going to be going in the the blazer. Along with this cam, I'm going to be stepping up from a stage 2 to a stage 3 cam, just because I love the noise they make. Screw the power, I just want to hear that. We have been working on Lieutenant Dan. He's actually got legs now, so we're calling him Fire Marshal Bill, because he looks like someone lit him on fire. But we are making good progress on this. We unfortunately haven't been able to touch this one in a while. We've been fully dedicated to the pre-runner build. But we did get all the 4 links in, all the suspensions in. Next step is going to be building a cross member for the transfer case, building a shifter cluster, for all the twin stick and triple stick that he's going to have in here, and then we're moving on to engine work, because this has a big block in here that we're going to be doing some cam work and just doing some cool old school big block power out of it. So I'm looking forward to jumping back on this one. Honestly, this is totally my wheelhouse, and this truck is going to be rad. A big block on 40s with 1 tons and a 4 link. I mean, that sounds the recipe for perfection in my opinion. And then the rest of it is just trying to keep the shop organized and thrashing as we're moving forward. Got a lot of guys here now. We're building, we're fabricating, making all kinds of cool stuff. I'm really just having a blast doing it. I really endeavor to get you guys more videos. As you can see, there's so much going on. I got my intern here. Let's show. Say what's up, Kike.
Yo, what up?
This is Enrique. I've known this kid since he was like 4. He just graduated high school, and he's made the incredibly wise decision to go to school to become a firefighter.
Let's go.
He's smart. So he's been coming down here and helping me do all this stuff. Dude, he's great. He just wanders around looking for stuff to do. When he gets the opportunity to learn something, he jumps on it. We taught him welding so far. He's done some good welding.
Tell me how to put the axles together.
Yeah, he's been building axles with me. He's been doing a lot of cleaning and mopping. Yeah. And he pulled the wrap off for me, so that was clutch. I owe you for that one. Crazy times down at Merricks Garage. I'd love to hear from you guys. If you guys want to tell me what project you'd like to see more on, I'm more than happy to show you and dig in a little bit more detailed. I do have some standalone videos on the pre-runner coming out, so I'm going to do a standalone video on the Blazer with all the tuning and work we've done on that. But hit me up if you want to see a video on the lathe. Oh, this thing is doing work for us. This is something that I have wanted for 20 years. The ability to make my own stuff. So for those who don't know, this is a metal lathe. This guy spins the workpiece, and then I can using a various different cutters and carbide tips, I can add threads, I can turn something down, I can make washers, spacers, shifters, you name it. I can probably make it on here, or at least make fixtures that will help me make other parts. This is truly a step forward for me in the fact that I'm no longer just bolting on and fabricating. I can start building my own stuff, which is just rad. But once again, it's another skill to pick up that takes a lot of time and patience, and I really haven't been able to throw as much at it as I would like. And then, what else do we have? I think that's pretty good for now. I got to get back to work building trucks. But thank you guys. I appreciate all the effort. I mean, all the comments and all the love from everyone. Keep it coming. In the meanwhile, take a look at some of these videos. I'm gonna link one up here that I think you guys will like. Make sure to hit that subscribe. We'll see you next week.